resources is often one of those terms that you hear a lot in college spaces. Oh, there are so many resources, right?
Mhm.
But what are they? And that's sort of one of those things that I think can be an unknown component for young people, and particularly young college students coming in, and particularly people who might be first generation.
Mhm.
And so, even though we hear it a lot, we don't really know what it is. So, can you tell us a little bit how students can reach out to find the best support networks in college from the start and sort of start to demystify some of this idea of what resources are available for young people?
That's a great question. In our book, we have exercises in which we encourage students to go to the freshmansurvivalguide.com and download our My Survival Guide PDF that requires them to then search out all the resources on campus and write down the hours, the availability, when they're open, and what the contact information is there. So if and when an emergency arises, they know where they can contact and who they can contact right away. In terms of first generation college students, you're absolutely right. These sorts of resources can be especially helpful. As our chapter on first gen college students talks about, colleges are a lot more aware now more than ever the challenges facing first gen students, and they're offering a lot more programming and resources to help them. But the important thing is remember, you're not alone, and that there are probably groups on campus by students and for students that are first gen as well.
If you put the two together, you are not alone and you have options, then that is sort of the best advice one can give, I think, for going into the college experience. And yet, practically, it's still a little bit overwhelming. And often, even though we know it's good for us, we sometimes don't do it. In fact, a lot of the time, let's be honest, we don't do the things that we know intellectually are good for us, which is why I really encourage universities, colleges, orientation programs to use a guide like this and to assign it. I have certainly found with my books that delve into difficult subjects around purpose and meaning, the only way to get young adults to stick with it and to get the payoff from it is to assign it and to have homework assignments and check-ins and small group projects such that you have an incentive to keep going when the going gets tough. And so it's great to have a chapter that asks you to fill out all of the resources and find them. To take that to the next level, having somebody who is going to check to make sure that you have done it, that increases the possibilities tenfold. So we all need some help along the way, and especially in times of transition, especially when you're on your own for the first time and there are going to be a lot of competing interests in your life. The more that we can help young adults to think holistically about college, to set up and understand where these safety nets are, the better. And so this, I think, is something that first-year professors, administrators, orientation guides, residential advisors, there are so many cohorts of groups that really could help in this transition.